All right, guys, this one was actually shared by one of you. I believe this is from, I believe Zire. I hope I got that name right. I'm gonna put your little icon right next to my name. But yeah, shout out to the homie for actually sharing this one with me. The best villain in Warcraft history. Excuse me. Apparently, it's Garrosh Hellscream. Now, I don't know about that. I've heard mixed things on Garrosh. I always thought it was just Arthas, being that he had like the most build up. But I mean, I'm not gonna count Garrosh out for anything because I don't know his entire history yet. So hey, this could be a cool introduction. Without further ado, let's check out why Garrosh could be the best villain in Warcraft history. Let's go.
Blood and thunder for the true horde. Kneel before me.
Wow. Wait, do I have closed captions on? I do.
My life began under the shadow of a curse. Years ago, my father was the first orc to drink demon's blood, corrupting the horde.
Right.
Garrosh grew up in a life of shame. His father, Grom Hellscream, leader of the Warsong clan, had led the orcs down a corrupted path. After they drank the demon's blood, they abandoned their honorable heritage and just became bloodthirsty monsters. Throughout Garrosh's young life, he was relentlessly harassed for his father's actions and how he doomed the orcish race. To make matters worse, when the horde was being formed, Garrosh and the Magpar orcs were infected with a disease called the Red Pox, making them unfit to fight for
Red Pox pleading the murders. Oh, okay.
The horde. And ironically, this would save them from being corrupted by the demon blood like the rest of the orcs. But for Garrosh, it meant he had to stew in his dishonor, never to have learned the deeds of his father on the foreign world of Azeroth.
They left for war, leaving only those of us who were sick and weak behind. It was not until I was much older I learned the truth of his redemption.
Damn.
Garrosh, I have great news for you.
All your news is about the past.
Wait, so who's this?
I hate it. I know that my bloodline is tainted. I can only hurt my people.
That isn't true. Your choices are your own.
Bro, that's pretty good.
People only see your father when they look at you. But that will change.
I just don't want to hear about my father and all of his terrible crimes.
Sharing your feelings is the best way forward. Healing is a process. Take a deep breath.
Pathetic. Weak.
Damn.
Your bloodline is tainted.
Damn.
Enough delaying.
Dude.
Listen to my grandson. He has come a long way.
Yo, it's the homie.
Garrosh, son of Hellscream. Your father lived and died as our greatest hero. He saved us all by killing the demon, Manaroth.
Bro, how did they even do all this? I mean, I know WoW has assets in game, but to make machinimas like this, talent.
The curse.
This is talent.
A great burden has been lifted from my shoulders. Thank you, Thrall.
Huh. Just like that, huh?
During the events of the Burning Crusade expansion, Thrall saw great promise in Garrosh. Sure, he was short-tempered and prideful, but he was in tune with Orcish traditions, something that the orcs had lost over the years. He also wanted to honor the memory of Grom Hellscream, the one who saved Thrall's life and served as his mentor. And after finding out his father had redeemed himself, now Garrosh felt pressure to live up to his image. So Garrosh joined War Chief Thrall's advisory council. When the uncorrupted orc entered the dark portal and arrived in Durotar,
What the fuck is this?
He realized it was a far cry from what he had expected. They were living in an inhospitable desert, lacking natural resources.
It's not
or
that bad.
Many geographical advantages. There
It's
was
not that
better
bad.
places for the Horde to settle, but ironically, War Chief Thrall valued peace above all else, which is
Respectful.
something Garrosh vehemently disagreed with. The Horde's entire foundation was built on war. Why change
Damn.
that to appease other factions and let your own people suffer? Garrosh's traditional orcish ways of thinking.
That's good. That's actually a valid point. I mean, but at the cost of conquering. That's a very good point. Shit.
Inflicted friction amongst the war chief's advisory board.
Thrall invited me to join him as his advisor on the world of Azeroth. I knew I was ready to follow in my father's great legacy.
True.
But not all of Thrall's other advisors agreed. Why do you always undermine my counsel, boy?
But I thought that was Rexar. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, wait a minute. He wasn't corrupted.
I am no boy. You weaken the Horde with compromise and capitulation.
Damn.
I see the Horde as it should have been. Bold and strong.
Holy.
Foolish Maghar. Peace is achieved through negotiation. Even children know that. We should have you cleaning the peons' boots to learn your place.
Damn.
I will not tolerate your disrespect, and I will not suffer weakness. Thrall should never have appointed you to advise him. Anyone could see your ignorance. Jealous words from a feeble foe.
Ooh.
Is that how you speak to your elders? It isn't you Thrall loves, only the memory of your father. You'll pay for your insolence one day.
Damn.
Are you expecting an apology?
Bro, I wonder, are these actual voice lines in game? This is good.
Garrosh would continue to be on the advisory board during the events of Wrath of the Lich King. When the Scourge became a rising threat once more, Thrall decided they would take a cautious approach. They should send scouting parties to Northrend, they should discuss tactics with the Alliance, and organize a careful attack plan. Garrosh hated that idea. The Maghar Orc demanded that they should just take all of their Horde armies, go crush the Alliance, then storm into Northrend and deliver the same brutal fate to the Scourge.
Bro, wait a minute, bro. If the war chief even thinks that, hey, we need the Alliance help for this, the Lich King is too much of a threat, why would Garrosh just think, oh, let's just go in there and just dominate? That's not how it works.
Hated the idea. The Alliance wasn't a threat, and wandering into a frozen wasteland of Northrend with no intel is a ridiculous idea. The two continued to feud against one another until they settled it in a duel in the Ring of Valor. The two traded blows until...
Why?
Pups of Orgrimmar, hear me, brash upstarts of the Horde.
The Scourge.
Tremble and know your doom.
The Scourge had invaded Orgrimmar, and with the help from the player characters, we push back the invasion, and then Thrall realizes that, Garrosh might be right.
That actually happened in game. Wow.
The Horde needed to act, and fast.
When the Scourge attacked, I had a chance to prove the strength of my strategy to everyone. Thrall sent me to Northrend to lead the Horde expedition and eliminate our enemies.
Garrosh was promoted to Overlord of the Warsong Offensive and established his command post at Warsong Hold. Garrosh was advised by High Overlord Sarfang,
Hey, Sarfang.
who countered Garrosh's reckless bloodlust as a commander. He told him that if Garrosh led his armies to fight the Alliance, he would be leading them down a dark path. It would be the same dark path his father had led the orcs down when they were corrupted by demon blood. And if Garrosh ignored his protests, Sarfang would kill him himself. So Garrosh begrudgingly agreed. Kind of. He promoted commanders who harnessed the same hatred for the Alliance and initiated attacks on them in Grizzly Hills, and even fought them during the climax of the war in Icecrown Citadel to defeat the Lich King. Despite this, Garrosh was a firm believer in honorable combat and refused to fight the Alliance if they were locked in battle with the Scourge. If they were going to defeat the Alliance, it would be on equal footing. This respect for
I guess that's
can
honorable.
also be seen in Warsong Hold, where they have Alliance deserters imprisoned in filthy pig pens as punishment for their cowardice. Garrosh appears in various scenes in Wrath of the Lich King, where his main character trait is being a hot-headed asshole who only wants to defeat the Alliance. But by the end of the expansion, the Scourge was defeated and the Horde armies returned to Kalimdor, and Garrosh was considered a hero for his leadership. He was bestowed with his father's former weapon, Gorehowl, for his efficient, if somewhat problematic, display of leadership during the war.
This will prove useful.
I mean, at least he got the job done.
Will fall in the name of Hellscream for the Horde.
For the Horde.
But unfortunately, these times of celebration were short-lived. The lands the Horde lived in were dry of resources, and they were on the verge of a famine. The elements had been disturbed, and Durotar had become under distress. These natural disasters disturbed supply lines, and the Night Elves nearby refused to take any part in mutual beneficial...
Bro, why is Mal'Ganis sleeping? Not Mal'Ganis, Malfurion. Jesus Christ. Why the fuck is he sleeping?
trade. The elves were hesitant to work with the Horde since the Wrathgate. This is an awful event during the war in Northrend, where Rogue Forsaken massacred the Alliance and their former Horde allies. And the tragedy clearly displayed the Horde as not being able to be trusted. The peacekeepers of the Horde, Thrall, Karen, and Hamel Runetotem, worked to mend relations with the Night Elves. And of course, Garrosh was pissed.
Why give when you can take?
The Wrathgate was a tragedy for
Bro,
both factions, and they should
this
take
man's
the lead by
a
force.
true animal.
Meanwhile, during all this, fire elementals attacked Orgrimmar, and the world continued to crumble in unrest. Warchief Thrall was not only a leader, but a shaman. And with a heavy heart, he realized that in order to soothe the world around him, he needed to leave his position as Warchief to find the elemental answers he seeked. But he needed to find someone to replace him.
Wait, so like Thrall's kind of like the Avatar. Well, nah, Shaman and Avatar isn't the same thing. Never mind.
He thought about Karen or Vol'jin, and while they were fine leaders, they would be rejected by the orcs for not being one of their kind, and in dire times like this, the Horde could not handle the unrest this would cause. But Garrosh had the heritage of a true orc. He was the son of the Warsong clan chieftain and was an uncorrupted orc.
So that's how he became Warchief.
Right after the war on Northrend, he was seen as a hero of the Horde, and he would be able to galvanize the faction in these desperate times. Was he reckless? Totally.
Yeah.
But Thrall had plans to regulate his behavior. Thrall summoned the soon-to-be Warchief, the Garrosh Hold, and told him that he was to be promoted to Warchief. Garrosh was taken aback. He was a warrior, not a politician, but Thrall assured him, telling him that Vol'jin, Karen, and Eitrig would serve as his advisors. Garrosh then accepted his role as the leader of the Horde, and Thrall left to go do shaman stuff. Soon after, Garrosh immediately transformed Orgrimmar into a city of war, moving Garrosh Hold from the Valley of Wisdom to the Valley of Strength.
That's how it got there. Oh, dude. Because I wonder, like, why did the actual chambers for the Warchief moved from classic to retail? So Garrosh moved it. Okay. Oh, and that time I'm recording this, I mean, I asked that because in my playthrough of my rogue for the Horde side of leveling through Season of Discovery, I believe I'm going to post this first before I post that video. So in that like leveling video for, you know, my continuation of the rogue for the Horde, I asked that question, why is the actual like chambers for the Warchief in like a different position than that valley of in the Valley of Strength? So yeah, that's why I figured it. I mean, but by the time I post this, like I said, it's going to be it's gonna be like on a different on a different timeline, because I recorded that video already, but I'm probably gonna upload this one before that leveling video. So
Garrosh was quick to dominate his new role as war chief, and the drums of war thundered through the streets of Orgrimmar as the Horde readied themselves for conquest. Garrosh's appointed advisors tried to instill some sort of diplomatic logic into him, but it fell on deaf ears.
of course.
Anger management? I'm great at managing people with my anger. Weakling. What? You will obey your war chief without question. Me busy. Leave me alone. You dare speak to your war chief with
Bro,
such
peons do not care.
disrespect? Yes. I am the war chief of the Horde. Respect my authority.
Dude.
Me not that kind of orc. You are dismissed.
During this time of mass rebuilding, events out of
Bro.
Garrosh's
Because I'm wondering if he actually kicked them that far. Because I believe Garrosh could do it. Bro,
control
what?
took place. In Ashenvale, a peaceful meeting between Night Elves and Tauren was disrupted by agents of the Twilight Hammer cult who
hell?
posed as members of the Horde. They slaughtered the Tauren and Elves alike.
Wait, how could you pose as members of the Horde? How do you pose as a member of the Horde if you're a human? Huh.
The only survivor was Hamel Runetotem, who then traveled to Cairn Bloodhoof, chieftain of the Tauren, and explained what had happened. Cairn immediately came to the conclusion that this was Garrosh's doing, and reckless behavior like this is definitely something up his alley. But when Cairn confronted the war chief, he denied it, which was true, but Cairn didn't really believe him. This, combined with the warpath Garrosh was leading the Horde down, led the leader of the Tauren to conduct drastic measures.
You are not so clever as you think. I have lived my whole life with honor.
With honor.
You may trust my counsel. I think you mean cowardice, and I do not trust it at all. Respect our ways.
Holy.
Thrall's advisors had promised to support me, but instead they
But the way they
turned
captured
on
all
me
this
the
is
moment
incredible.
The war chief was gone. One of them, Cairn Bloodhoof, was so bold as to challenge me to a Mak'gora, a duel for leadership of the Horde. I think not.
Garrosh killed Bloodhoof?
Have you come to fight me, old bull? I fear we may not find an agreement outside of battle. Thrall saw only his fondness for you, not who you truly are. I answer to no one!
Holy. Me. Parry, combo. He's cracked.
If only you were as skilled at listening as you are at attacking.
Bro, how did he capture all this? Holy
The
shit.
great Cairn Bloodhoof has fallen. Think again before questioning me. But
Damn.
wait, wasn't that almost too easy?
Unbeknown to Garrosh, there was further levels of betrayal that influenced their duel. Before this battle, Garrosh and Cairn's weapons were ritualistically blessed. The person that blessed Garrosh's axe was Magatha Grimtotem, leader of the Grimtotem Tauren, who wanted Cairn Bloodhoof dead, so the matriarch could usurp control over Thunderbluff during his absence.
Damn.
He secretly poisoned Garrosh's axe, making the honorable duel actually totally dishonorable. Garrosh was left conflicted. When he discovered this truth, it stripped him of the glory of an honorable, fair fight. Magatha was the orchestrator of his dishonor, and it filled Garrosh with rage. When Magatha reached out to request aid from Garrosh to claim Thunderbluff, he replied by wishing her a violent death.
I will destroy everything you have ever loved!
Yeah.
But despite Garrosh's refusal for aid, the Grim Totem
Wait, I mean, that's surprising that he didn't even try to go after her. Being that she rigged the entire Malkaral.
Should take control over Thunderbluff for a time. Garrosh later then had a meeting with Bane Bloodhoof, son of Karen Bloodhoof, and discussed the situation at hand. The war chief fully expected Karen to request a duel because of the death of his father, but to Garrosh's surprise, Bane realized the truth of Magatha's betrayal and swore the Bloodhoof tribe's loyalty to the Horde. The Grim Totem ran out
but even so, like, even if, well, who's that, Magatha? Even if she didn't poison his axe, I mean, a Malkaral, like, two people go in, one person comes out, as far as I know. So, in the end, Garrosh would still have been responsible, probably. Because, I mean, I don't know that much about, Bloodhoof being from, all the stuff he's done in, Warcraft 3. But I don't know if he's, like, a contender for Garrosh. I mean, I believe orcs are, like, genetically tougher and stronger than Taurens, I think. Let me know. Who would win in a fair fight? And plus, like, Bloodhoof, he's old. So...
Bluff soon after and were banished from Mulgore and forced to settle in the Stone Talon Mountains. Soon after, Garrosh continued his conquest and the Horde armies spread across Azeroth. This includes the Forsaken invading Gilneas, while Garrosh keeps a watchful eye on the untrustworthy undead. They also imperialize the Twilight Highlands and claim the Forest of Ashenvale for its resources. This assault was a decisive victory, mainly because Garrosh had captured proto-dragons and Magnetar from the previous Northrend offensive and unleashed them on the Alliance. Under Garrosh's leadership, they had captured the enchanted forests of Ashenvale, a feat not even his father could have achieved in the past. Well, Garrosh would have fully claimed Ashenvale if the story wasn't told in the Wolfheart novel, where the main character is Garrosh's mortal enemy, Varian, King of the Alliance, who kicks Garrosh's ass and fully repels the Horde invaders.
Damn, bro. Varian is him. Dude.
A lot during the questing in the Cataclysm expansion, but there's one specific quest that is a fan favorite, and it's in the Stone Talon Mountains, where an overlord named Cromgar bombs a whole bunch of innocent druids who are not hostile at all. In response, Garrosh goes,
"What have you done, Cromgar? Was my command to murder innocents, Cromgar?"
War Chief! Sir,
Am I a murderer, Cromgar?
No! War Chief!
Then I ask you again, what have you done? I sent you into Stone Talon Mountains with an army.
Bro, this is good.
Your orders were to secure this land for the Horde. Instead, you laid waste to the land, murdered innocents, children even.
Bro, that's damn. I mean, I know, like, Garrosh is a hothead from what I know. But even he has his limits. That's okay. I dig it. So he doesn't mess with innocents and he doesn't, do anything bad with kids. Hey, respectable, honorable orc,
Honor, Cromgar. No matter how dire the battle, never forsake it.
Damn.
Overlord Cromgar, you have disgraced the Horde. By my right as War Chief, I hereby relieve you of duty. You are dismissed.
Now, this quest is really weird because in a interview, Alex Fossarabi...
He didn't die. He didn't fall all the way. I don't know if that was planned or what, but he dropped like 10 feet. Like, I don't think he should have died, but...
Former narrative lead of Warcraft basically said, Yeah, my bad. This quest was actually written incorrectly and out of character. He says, and I quote, I didn't stick to the path with Garrosh. I didn't. Not everyone was on board. Not everyone got the memo, as it were, and as we were designing, that was my fault. Because when you're trying, because I was actually trying to bring Garrosh around, and Stone Talon was going to be the first of them. Cataclysm was a pretty crazy time for us. Which is one of the rare moments in Warcraft history where the writers are just like, my fault, sorry guys. This event is still considered canon though.
Huh.
I think. Just wildly out of character, and as we see later, Garrosh has no problem with killing innocents. Anyways, once again...
Yeah, and that also kind of conflicted me too, because I at least thought that, hey, he had some kind of like moral compass, you know, at the end. So,
And not everyone in the Horde approved of Garrosh's warmongering nature. Vol'jin, leader of the Darkspear Trolls, outright told Garrosh that he would kill him if he continued this bloodthirsty conquest.
Enough of your nonsense!
And in response, Garrosh kicked out all of the Darkspear Trolls from Orgrimmar, and they settled back on the Echo Isles. Soon after, Garrosh amassed a powerful navy which effectively blockaded all of Kalimdor, which kind of forced his less than enthusiastic Horde allies to remain loyal. But a critical place Garrosh needed to deal with in order to secure all of Kalimdor was Theramore, which was the war chief's next target. Garrosh amassed his Kor'kron army, and first they sacked Northwatch Hold. All the while, the other leaders of the Horde were starting to feel a bit more uneasy about their new, insane war chief. These members of the Horde held a secret meeting to discuss the concerns about this event and their unpredictable, violent war chief.
What? Say that again! As war chief,
damn,
I am ashamed to partner with a coward like you.
Garrosh found out about their secret meeting and clarifies that he is not like their former war chief Thrall, who is a capitulating pacifist bitch, and that it was his indecisiveness that put the Horde in this situation in the first place. Members of the Secret Council tried to instill some reasoning into the war chief. You know, we've harbored peace with Theramore for years now. We basically own everything else in Southern Kalimdor. I mean, do we really need to do this? Think about the consequences of an outward attack like...
All of Kalimdor will belong to the orcs. Get in my way, and I'll cut you down. Remember that.
Garrosh then let them all off with a warning for this deceit and left.
I like this guy.
Next was the attack on Theramore, in which Garrosh hatched a brilliant plan. First, slowly march the giant Horde army towards Theramore, and then just stand around the gates menacingly. The Alliance obviously will see their approach and rally all of its armies and leaders to Theramore. Just stack up the whole city with their most powerful soldiers. The Horde armies will try and breach the city and then just leave and pretend like they lost. The Alliance will foolishly celebrate, and then Garrosh will drag a giant mana bomb nuke and drop it on the city.
I'm organizing a little surprise party for Jaina. It's going to be a blast.
Yo, this man's batshit crazy. Just going around nuking people.
This dealt a massive blow to the Alliance, with only a few survivors escaping. In response, the Alliance retaliated by attacking Durotar, and Jaina Proudmoore threatened to consume all of Orgrimmar in a giant tsunami. Eventually, she was talked down, and this assault was repelled by the Horde, which included Garrosh and Varian and Gulin.
So that's why Jaina flipped, like, her stance with the Horde. Because of Garrosh. It makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, because they're more like, yeah, isn't she from Theramore? Or is that just an Alliance base? Well, not really Alliance, but Coterian? Coterian? It's also been a minute since I did BFA, so like,
for a third time, and the alliance was repelled, but they did reclaim North Watchhold and the Barrens. This alliance retaliation enraged Garrosh so much that he totally transformed his approach to the conflict. Originally, he just wanted to drive out the alliance from Kalimdor. Now, his plan was to just kill literally all of them. All the alliance, all over the world, just kill them all. Every man, woman, and child a part of the Horde would help in this barbaric crusade.
So basically, Garrosh just became Eren Yeager, essentially. Huh. Yeah, I guess that would make him best villain. Yeah.
Or face the wrath of his elite guards, called the Korkron. And coincidentally, during this time, the mists have been lifted from the previously undiscovered continent of Pandaria, a land full of peaceful panda people. And the Horde and the Alliance immediately rushed to claim all of its resources and just murder the f*** out of each other and turn the land into a war zone. 2 months into this invasion...
The pandas didn't even do anything wrong. They didn't even... Wait, because who are the pandas aligned with? No, because in retail, I think you can play both on each side. Right? Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. But the pandas did nothing. They weren't even in this conflict. They're just there on their little island, you know, with their little bamboo sticks, just chilling. And here comes both the Horde and the Alliance. That's why that famous quote, "It's always better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war." That's true.
Garrosh arrives, and Vol'jin, leader of the Darkspear Trolls, raises his concerns once again. You know, we keep just doing the senseless violence, maybe we should stop. In response, Garrosh sends Vol'jin on a mission with his Korkron guards, and they stab him in the throat. Unfortunately, Vol'jin survives this assassination attempt. One of the main reasons Garrosh and his Horde armies came to Pandaria is because of the powerful artifacts that they could obtain. One of these artifacts was called the Divine Bell.
Ah, yeah. And then he just dumped that on Anduin. Good times. Good times.
Were eager for vengeance, but they could not take it so long as we retained our advantage. To ensure this, I sought an artifact in Pandaria, the Divine Bell.
Holy.
But the enemy was quick to interfere.
Stop, Garrosh! You do not know what that bell is capable of.
There he is.
Run bravely to your death, young one.
We haven't met before, but I'm Anduin Rin.
Anduin Rin.
So in the end, it is not Varian, but his whelp who comes to face me.
Damn.
Honestly, I'm just trying to help you. The Mogu made the Divine Bell to create chaos, but the Pandaren created a mallet to counter it. That mallet was hidden for thousands of years. Until now.
I have no idea what you said.
Yeah, he doesn't care.
Do I care.
He doesn't care.
Loktar Ogar!
Oh.
Blood and thunder!
Ooh.
Your alliance must be at its end if it's sending children against me.
Damn.
Okay, well, Garrosh was going to claim the Divine Bell, but Anduin was just being so goddamn annoying. He just decided to break the bell over the frail 14-year-old boy because he was asking for it. Besides, Garrosh has much more important matters to attend to. Large factions in the Horde have become completely fed up with the War Chief's warmongering, especially the Darkspear tribe. This leads Garrosh to denounce the trolls as traitors and forcibly take their holdings and execute its members. And the rest of the non-Orcish races were rounded up in the Valley of Spirits.
You are all unworthy of the Horde.
Vol'jin, having survived his assassination attempt,
this
declares
is crazy.
a full-on civil war, naming those who fought against Garrosh the Darkspear Rebellion, an ally with Horde and Alliance player characters. This rebellion is quick to reclaim the Echo Isles and Razor Hill. Meanwhile, Garrosh is hoarding powerful Pandaren artifacts and amassing mercenaries to supplement his Korkron forces. His goblin excavation teams he hired back in Pandaria found the heart of the deceased old god Yasharaj, and Garrosh
What the
throws it
fuck?
in the pool in the Vale of Eternal Blossoms, corrupts the lands, and kills a panda. Now Garrosh has fully submerged himself in his villain arc. His headstrong nature and brutal perseverance in claiming all of Azeroth for the Horde has forced him into a situation where his allies have turned against him, and now he's willing to do anything possible to prove their foolishness wrong. Horde and Alliance forces raid the city of Orgrimmar, fighting through the streets and dismantling Garrosh's orcish horde, before they have their final showdown with the misguided warchief, Thrall. Garrosh's old mentor attempts to talk some reasoning into the one he granted the title of warchief.
Yeah, probably shouldn't have done that.
It is not too late, Garrosh.
What? This man damn near killed Vol'jin. Almost killed Anduin. Killed Bloodhoof. Conquered mass amounts of Kalimdor in... What was it? Kalimdor or the Eastern Kingdoms? And I believe it was the Eastern Kingdoms. That's why Varian drove him back. And corrupted the lands of Pandaria. And it's not too late. I mean, there's more stuff he did, but there's just a list. There's just a long list of just slaughtering of trolls. Like, and it's not too late? Huh. Okay.
Lay down the mantle of Warchief. We can end this here, now, with no more bloodshed. Ha! Do you remember nothing of honor, of glory on a battlefield?
This bastard's crazy.
Parley with the humans who allowed warlocks to practice their dark magics right under our feet. You are weak. We are the Orcish Horde, the true Horde.
True Horde.
We die, bloody and thrashing on the field of battle, like true orcs should. You are an orc no longer, and speak for none but yourself. You betrayed our people to forge your fragile alliances, and I will take great pleasure in tearing them apart.
The emotes.
You have forced my hand. I will correct the mistake I made long ago. Spirits of the wind,
Holy.
the earth,
Avatar mode.
water, hear my call. Come to my aid.
It's time. Ooh. Damn.
Fool.
Bag.
My dark shaman have twisted and tortured the elements for miles around. They cannot hear you now.
Oh, that's smart.
Once again,
That's smart.
you prove too weak and powerless to do anything. Never powerless, Garrosh. And never alone.
Yo, he uses like a summoning stone?
You wish to face off against a real orc war chief. So be it. I, Garrosh,
Makara.
son of Grom, will show you what it means to be called Hellscream.
The fight with Garrosh
Oh, it's an
ultimately
actual
culminates
raid.
in him absorbing the powers at the heart of Yasharaj, turning him into a corrupted monster and transporting players to an alternate dimension in the Stormwind Harbor, where the
What the
leaders of the Horde and the Alliance are pinned on spikes, and Garrosh's orcish horde reigns supreme. But obviously, since he fights player characters, he's defeated.
No,
Right.
it cannot end like this. What I have seen. No. No! This world is my destiny.
Bro, voice acting. Chills. Absolute chills.
My destiny. You disappoint me, Garrosh.
After Garrosh is defeated, Vol'jin takes his place as the leader of the Horde, and a trial is organized for Garrosh. Now, obviously, he is guilty for all the crimes, but politically, the trial allows there to be some clear separation between Garrosh's actions and the Horde.
Right.
It lets them condemn the war chief and work on mending relations with the Alliance. And let me just say, one of the reasons why I love Garrosh's story so much...
That's where that artwork came from. That was from his trial. Bro, this dude's a monster, man. No neck. Just straight 300 pounds of raw muscle. Great art.
Is because it feels just so incredibly grounded. The war chief's actions had rippling effects across multiple factions on Azeroth, and we're able to see their characterization in meaningful, grounded ways. We can see the Night Elves in their stubborn unwillingness to help the Horde, the pacifist, gentle giant nature of the Tauren who only use violence as the last option, and the cultural divide between the generations of orcs. For like 95% of Garrosh's story, he wasn't some big bad guy corrupted by a higher power or some otherworldly eldritch horror. He was just an orc from a bygone era, looking to continue his father's great legacy and ensure a prosperous future for his people by any means necessary.
Damn.
This antagonistic approach is how Garrosh was eventually hit with the villain bat because, well, this is an MMO and Warcraft's narrative needs to be constantly building up bad guys for us to defeat because, you know, a raid needs to come out every single major patch. But yeah, what makes Garrosh's story so great is the understanding people can connect with throughout his tragic story.
Right, it's just a man who wants to be great. I mean, in the way that he goes about doing that, I mean, is, you know, conquering, you know, making sure that everyone knows and fears the Horde. It's a simple premise, but it is, you know, it's rooted. It is rooted. So, but yeah, I get it, man. This is very compelling stuff. I don't know how he stacks up against other villains in Warcraft. From what I've heard, it hasn't been good. So,
in a villain arc grounded in misguided pride. Okay, so anyways, during Garrosh's trial, he doesn't deny any of his crimes, and then works with a time-traveling and 2-year-old dragon to go to an alternate dimension Draenor and meet up with an alternate universe version of his dad, and tell him not to drink the demon blood,
wait,
and instead they should ride...
An alternate version? So he just... Wait, I thought Garrosh just went back to the past. Wait, So Garrosh didn't talk to Grom in their timeline. Huh. I thought it was just the same Grom from, like, I guess the main timeline where Garrosh came from. I thought he just simply traveled back. Wait, so if this is an alternate timeline, does that mean in Warcraft there are, like, other universes as well? Like a multiverse? Because isn't that the only way where an alternate version of yourself can exist? Is in a multiverse? With different realities and universes? Huh.
Iron Horde motorcycles instead and take over Azeroth, but like 1/4 of the way into this plan, at the very beginning of this expansion, Thrall finds him, challenges him to a duel, and just kills him. Okay, so the transition between Mist of Pandaria and the Warlords of Draenor might be the biggest jump the shark moment in Warcraft history, especially for Garrosh's story. You know, Warlords of Draenor is such a tough expansion for me to criticize because, you know, I have really rose-tinted goggles around the expansion. Is going to a time-traveling alternate dimension totally ridiculous? Yes.
Yeah.
Is there not a lot of content in the expansion? Yes. Does Garrosh's story go totally off the rails for this to even happen? Yes. Does the main story suck? Yes. But also some of the best media, raid bosses, and world building Blizzard has ever done is also in this expansion. So I kind of have to give it a pass. Also, the fight between Garrosh and Thrall is one of the best cinematics they have ever made, especially when it comes to the voice acting.
You made me war chief!
Damn!
You left me to pick up your pieces! You
Warcraft's story would continue to progress
What
over
else?
the next 3 expansions, and then during the Shadowlands, there would be a surprising return of everyone's favorite war criminal in the realm of death. It's just that him returning is so bad and over-the-top fan service that it kind of turns into being amazing. In the Sanctum of Domination, Garrosh has been tortured for his life essence, but his willpower is just so unbreakable. And when players free him, he just doubles down on everything he believed when he was alive. It's just a perfect fan service end to one of the most headstrong characters in all of Warcraft.
I submit to no one! Not you! Not the jailer! And not that coward thrall! For the
Holy. Damn.
Garrosh is the best villain in all of Warcraft history because he isn't just some corrupted big bad guy. He's an intricate character whose upbringing is highly specific to the Warcraft universe.
Right.
His story was something that was slowly built up over the span of 5 expansions. And during his storyline, there were serious consequences to his actions, which helped innovate on other characters' storylines and alter the world in meaningful ways. I highly doubt he will ever return to the story again. But we can still appreciate the legacy of the best villain ever written in the Warcraft universe.
Damn. Even surpassing Arthas. Hey. Guys, that was Garrosh Hellscream, the best villain in Warcraft history. Do you agree that he is indeed the best? I mean, when compared to Jailer, when compared to Sylvanas, again, I've heard they suck. They suck so hard. What other villains has there been? Like a big bad? Besides, I mean, of course you got the big 3: Arthas, Sylvanas, Jailer. Who else? I don't think. Were there any more big bads in Warcraft? I mean, like besides, the actual Legion. Huh? Let me know that let me know that down in the comments below. Who else? I believe I'm forgetting someone. I'm forgetting a bunch of people. I'm pretty sure. But again, I haven't experienced all of Warcraft yet. That was pretty good. Really seeing the ramifications of Garrosh and his actions. It sounds like an orc that just wanted the Horde to be great again. But, I mean, I guess his ideals were just from a bygone era, like platinumwow said. It's just not that kind of Horde anymore. I mean, which is a shame. I mean, because nowadays, a lot of people say that, Warcraft is not the same Warcraft that it was, like, during the classic days where, it was really Horde against Alliance. Nowadays, everyone is like kind of, buddy and friends, and it feels almost like a Disney movie than an actual, like, 2 factions at war with each other. Yeah. Guys, let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. Keep requesting stuff. This was a good watch. This was a really good watch. I really like the actual, like, machinima process and style of this. Matter of fact, I need to actually subscribe to platinumwow. There we go. And see more of his stuff. Because this was great. This was incredible. Garrosh. That man did a lot of damage. Shit. Garrosh Jaeger. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.